If you've been wanting to take a solo trip and you're anxious about it, this video is for you. I love traveling with my husband, I love traveling with my friends or my family, but I also genuinely love traveling by myself. I've been to over 50 countries now, and if I had waited around for everyone's schedule to line up or for someone to want to go where I wanted to go, I would have seen a lot less of the world. Sometimes work schedules don't match, sometimes people aren't interested in the same destinations, sometimes I meet up with someone halfway through a trip and stay longer by myself. Solo travel can be cheaper, you don't have to split decisions, you don't have to compromise on restaurants, and you don't have to debate wake-up times. You get to do exactly what you want, and there's something really fun about that. So stay tuned if you want to hear about all of my tips to make sure that you have the most perfect solo trip.
Welcome to World Wanderers.
We're Alicia and Will.
Come wander the world with us.
Let's start with picking where to go for your first solo trip. If you're anxious, don't make it harder than it needs to be. I recommend starting with an English-speaking country if you're like me and that's the only language you speak fluently. It adds one less layer of complication if you don't have to whip out Google Translate for every question or anytime you're trying to order food. I also recommend staying somewhere with a strong tourism infrastructure. Basically, if you pick a big city or a resort town or beach, somewhere where there's going to be tons of people around to ask for directions or multiple hotels and transit options in case your plan A doesn't work out, that would be best. More tourists means more support for people like you. I'd also recommend a shorter trip for your first time, just a few days to get your feet wet, and that way if you decide it really isn't for you, it's not the end of the world. You don't need to start with a 3-week backpacking trip across a remote country. You could also do a cruise. They have single traveler meetups and tons of activities to meet people at if you don't want to spend all of your time alone. Or if you just want to get away and relax, you could book an all-inclusive resort where you can just lay by the pool, swim in the ocean, and eat and drink. You could take a solo weekend trip for a few hours away from your home, and you could even drive back early if you absolutely needed to. Your first solo trip doesn't need to be dramatic, it just needs to exist. Now let's talk about where to stay. This one matters more than people think. If you're social and want a built-in community, stay at a hostel. It's incredibly easy to meet people, especially in common areas or on hostel-organized tours. If you want true solo time or sharing a dorm with people just isn't for you, I recommend booking a nice hotel that you actually feel comfortable spending time in and are excited about. If you return at night to a dark, dirty, depressing hotel room, that's when loneliness can really creep in. But if you walk into a cozy room and take a hot shower, order takeout, and put on Netflix, now it's empowering, not sad. So how to meet people? Meeting people while solo traveling is honestly easier than people think. The easiest way is to go on a tour. You could do a free walking tour, a food tour, cooking classes, or any small group activity. I like to book through Viator for the biggest selection. You can also join a Facebook group for your destination, either traveler groups or expat groups, and plan a meetup. I've seen people grab coffee, explore together, and even form long-term friendships. Now let's talk about how to be less anxious eating alone. This is one of the biggest fears people have. Here's the thing, try to think about the last time you noticed someone dining alone. You probably can't because no one's paying attention. If you feel awkward, just bring a book, a journal, or do a crossword. You can also choose to sit at the bar instead of a table. And if saying table for one makes you cringe, make a reservation under your name ahead of time. Problem solved. They know it's just you. And if you're overwhelmed your first night, Uber Eats, takeout, picnic in your hotel room or in a nice park. There are no rules. Let's talk about what to do if you're worried about being harassed. This is a really valid concern, especially for women. Here are a few simple tricks that I use. Put in headphones, even if nothing is playing. I like to listen to music on my AirPods, but if I want to be aware of my surroundings, I'll just pretend I can't hear people. Walk with confidence and just try to focus on looking at something ahead of you. Ignore people who try to engage you. Most people assume you don't speak the language and move on. You do not owe anyone a conversation. I also have a few safety systems that reduce my anxiety. Before I go, I'll share my location with someone I trust. That way they can pull up a map and see where my phone is. Send your hotel info to family or a friend, and that way I know that someone knows where to start if someone doesn't hear from me at the end of the day. I also have travel insurance, whether that's an annual policy, coverage for that specific trip, or coverage through a travel credit card. It gives me the peace of mind that if my flight is canceled or if I have to go to the hospital, it's not going to bankrupt me. And always carry a portable power bank that's charged up. It's amazing how many things can be fixed by Googling, what should I do if whatever? And also keep extra money separate from your wallet. If the worst happens and you're pickpocketed, having a stash of cash and an extra bank card back in the room will help you not panic. I recommend having some extra money saved too. Don't spend every penny in your bank account on the trip. There are very few things on a trip that can't be solved with spending some extra money, and having that option available will give you peace of mind. Having systems in place makes you feel capable. Now let's talk about the what if spirals. Let's talk about the mental spiral. What if I get lost? Well, download offline maps before you go. Take a picture of your hotel address. Worst case, Uber or take a taxi back to somewhere familiar. Also, people are generally helpful. Every single time I've asked a stranger for directions or help with a smile, they've never turned me down. What if I hate it? That's where we all start small. Do a short trip. And remember, the first 24 hours are usually the hardest. It's an adjustment period. The what did I just do moment, give it time. And if you truly hate it, you can come home. That's allowed. But most people don't, so you should give it a shot. What if something actually goes wrong? A lost passport? There's a process. You contact your embassy. I've got a whole YouTube video about it, and it would probably be just as stressful if you had someone with you when this happens. Missed flight? It happens. You just go to the desk and rebook. Emergency? There are emergency numbers everywhere in the world. Just Google it or ask someone nearby. Here's the honest truth. Things go wrong when you travel with other people too. And what do you do then? You just Google it. You ask for help, you figure it out. You're not less capable just because you're alone. But here's why you should do it anyway. If fear is the only thing stopping you, that might actually be the reason you should go. Solo travel builds confidence so fast. It teaches you that you can handle things. It shows you that you don't have to wait for permission. And I say this as someone who's been to over 50 countries. I still get anxious sometimes before trips. That nervous feeling, it's growth. Your first solo trip won't be perfect. Very few trips ever are, but I think it's worth it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and if so, please give it a like so YouTube knows to recommend it to travelers like you. And if you have any other questions or concerns or things to share, please leave a comment. I'd love to chat. And if you'd like more travel tips and tutorials, destination guides, or to follow along with me and my husband's travels, please consider subscribing. Thanks and safe travels.